Chapter 13. The Mysterious Stranger. Spring passed quickly and summer came. Oliver grew bigger and healthier, but he was still the same gentle, sweet boy that he had been before. One beautiful, warm night, Oliver and the two ladies took a longer walk than usual. When they returned, Rose sat down at the piano. After playing for a little, her hands suddenly began to shake. Her face was very white. "Rose, my love," cried Mrs. Maylie. "What's the matter?" "Nothing, aunt, nothing," said Rose. "I'm rather tired. I shall go to bed now and be better tomorrow. Please don't worry." When morning came, Rose was worse. It was clear that she was suffering from a serious illness. "We must send for Dr. Losberne at once, Oliver," she said. "I have written a letter to him. Will you take it to the inn for me? From there someone will ride at once with it to Dr. Losberne at Chertsey." Oliver ran off immediately across the fields. He found the inn and arranged for the letter to be taken to Dr. Losberne. He was worried and nervous until he saw the man take the letter and ride away with it on his horse. He was coming out of the inn when he almost fell against a tall man in a black coat. "Curse you," said the man in a voice of terrible anger. "What are you doing?" "I'm very sorry, sir," said Oliver. "I was in a great hurry to get home. I didn't see you." The man moved towards Oliver, but before he could hit the boy, he fell to the ground. Oliver stared at the madman for a moment and then ran into the inn for help. Some men came and carried the person inside. Then Oliver ran away as fast as he could. He was very frightened by the stranger's mysterious behavior. Dr. Losberne arrived late that night. He went straight to Rose, while Mrs. Maylie and Oliver waited outside the bedroom. Rose was very ill, the doctor said. In the morning the little house was lonely and quiet. Oliver went to the old church and sat down outside on the grass. He wept and prayed for Rose. He looked around at the beautiful countryside and heard the songs of the birds. It was impossible that Rose could die when everything was so glad and happy. When he went home, Mrs. Maylie was sitting in the living room. Rose had fallen into a deep sleep. When she woke up, she would either get better or say goodbye and die. At last, Dr. Losberne came out of the bedroom. "How is Rose?" cried the old lady. "Tell me at once." "You must be calm, my dear," said the doctor. "Tell me in God's name. My dear child, she is dead." "Thank God, no," cried the doctor. "She won't die." The old lady fell on her knees and prayed. Oliver could not weep or speak or rest. He went out and picked some beautiful flowers for Rose's room. Every day Rose grew better, but she could not leave her room for a long time. The windows were open now because she loved to feel the warm summer air, but there were no more evening walks, and Oliver spent much of the time in his own little room working at his lessons. One evening, Oliver sat and read his books. He felt tired. It had been a hot day and he was not really awake but was only half asleep. Suddenly he seemed to see Fagin pointing at him and whispering to another man, "That is the boy." "I know," the other man seemed to answer. The anger and hate in the man's voice made Oliver jump up. What was that? There, at the window. Close to him, very close, so close that he could almost touch him. There stood Fagin. And beside him, white with anger or fear, stood the man who had met him outside the inn. It was only a second, and then they had gone. But they had seen him, and he had seen them. He jumped from the window into the garden and called for help in a loud voice. The servants came running. Oliver could only say, "Fagin, Fagin." "Which way did he go?" cried Mr. Giles, taking up a heavy stick. "Over there," cried Oliver. Mr. Giles ran out, and Brittles followed him. Oliver ran behind with Dr. Losberne, who was taking a short walk, but they couldn't find the two men. "It must be a dream, Oliver," said Dr. Losberne. "Oh no, really, sir," replied Oliver. "I saw Fagin. I am sure of that. I saw them both as clearly as I see you now." "Who was the other man?" asked Dr. Losberne. "The man that I told you about. He was at the inn," said Oliver. "This is very strange," said Dr. Losberne. They continued to search for the two men, but without success. The next day, Mr. Giles was sent to all the inns in the area, but no one could tell him anything about the strangers.